You will not find this anywhere else online. So after sending 1 million plus cold emails and booking thousands of sales calls, I have figured out a way to make cold emails work. So if you're sending cold emails, you're sending thousands of cold emails, and you're just not getting any positive replies, and you're not booking any sales calls, in today's video, I will be explaining to you the exact funnel that you want to implement in order to change that. And that secret funnel is called a VSL funnel. You will be leveraging a video sales letter as part of your cold emails. And in today's video, I will be explaining to you exactly how that works and how it has helped me book thousands of sales calls from cold emails alone. Hey, so in today's video, I'll be talking about if you're sending cold emails and you're just simply not getting any replies, you're not getting any booked meetings, this is why. So I put together this chart and I'm going to explain to you right now what you can do to instantly get much better replies and to get booked meetings on your calendar. So let me just first off start by showing you what 99% of people who are sending cold emails actually do. So when I was putting together this video last night, I actually went inside of my Gmail inbox and I checked my spam filters, my spam folders, and this is what I saw. I saw a cold email, right? And it's basically, you can pause this video and take a look at what this person is saying, but this person is selling me lead generation services. So if you're watching this video and you're selling lead generation as a service, you're running a lead generation agency, this is exactly what you should not do. And I'm not trying to blast this person, but you could pause this video and read what he's saying. But the thing that I want to share with you is he's cold emailing me and he's going through his pitch. He's saying all these different things. And at the end of the video, he's basically saying, can we schedule a call with a consultant within the next few days? What time works best for you? And the problem what he's doing is, he has a lot of different problems. For starters, his email is just really, really long. He probably has some form of the email deliverability issues, which means that all the cold emails that he's sending aren't even going into the inbox. So he just lost instant credibility, even for someone who actually did see this email because I found it in my junk folder, in my spam folder. But the biggest issue of them all is his call to action, because gone are the days where you're able to just cold email just random people, cold traffic, and try to book a time, book a chat, book a Zoom call right off the bat, right? And that's exactly what he's doing. His call to action is, can we schedule a call within the next few days? And let me explain to you why that is not the most efficient way to book meetings using cold emails in 2024. So this is what 99% of cold emailers do. What they do is they ask for the prospect's time right away, the lead's time. They're emailing random people and they're just trying to ask for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, however long it needs to be, right? And what this leads to is an extremely low reply rate. It leads to extremely low booking rates as well, right? You could be cold emailing 1,000 people and you might only get 2 replies, and all 2 of those replies are, I'm not interested, and they're not gonna book any meetings, right? You're also, this type of email will also lead to a ton of unsubscribe type of replies. So just really negative replies as a whole. And what this will lead to is, even in the scenario that this person, that Mercedes, is able to actually book calls with people, the type of people that he will be talking to, or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, but the type of people that they will be on a Zoom call with will just have very low trust in the process overall. Even if they were able to get onto a Zoom call, they're very unlikely to close, very unlikely to actually buy and pay thousands of dollars for services, right? Because the people that end up on the Zoom call, they just have extremely low trust. The prospects are very unsure of the actual offer. So for example, if I booked a call with this person, I will go into that Zoom conversation. I have an idea of what they're trying to sell me, which in this case is lead generation as a service, but I don't specifically understand how it works and how it will be implemented inside of my own business. And the main idea behind this is I just don't know who this person is, right? I don't know who Mercedes Frank is. I've never spoken to this person. I don't know what they look like. I don't even know anything remotely about their business, right? And this is the problem, and what 99% of people who are doing cold emails are actually doing even to today. I get tons of cold emails every single day, somewhere between 10 and 20 cold emails every single day. This also applies to cold DM pitches. So what's happening is obviously at the top of the funnel. So how we generate attention. There's different channels you could go about doing that. There's cold DMs, there's paid ads, there's cold emails. For the purposes of this video today, we will be talking specifically about cold emails. what you should be doing instead is, rather than going for the call right away, you should be leveraging something called the middle of funnel, which in this case is more of a nurturing strategy. So what that means is, as a nurturing strategy, you are, rather than asking for time from the prospects, rather than just cold email random people and asking for the time, so basically asking for a large, I guess you could call it a favor in return to people who just don't know, like, or trust you, you want to just nurture those people. So what you could do instead is leverage some form of lead magnets. And there's a bunch of different lead magnets out there. You can send PDFs, you can send information, you can send videos. Specifically, our data, after booking thousands of sales calls, sending 1 million plus cold emails, the type of lead magnet that just simply works the best by far is a VSL funnel. So what that means is, you're not sending PDFs, you're not sending a Google Docs, you're not even sending case studies. You're sending a video sales letter. You're hopping on a video similar to this, recording what you have to say, explaining your offer, really talking about common pain points of the prospects. So obviously you have to research the type of people that you're reaching out to before you actually reach out to them, to make sure this strategy works really well. And you're sending them a video running through how this works. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna send them a video. This is actually a video of one of my first VSLs I've ever created. And if you look at this, you can find it on my YouTube channel. It's not the best, right? There's very little editing. There's very low production quality, but it just ripped. It just got me extremely good results. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna cold email people with your results-based offer. So you're gonna cold email people, telling them what you will do in a tangible and specific way with very specific numbers. And what you're doing as a call to action is, rather than asking for a call, asking to take time out of their day to chat with them, you're gonna be asking for permission to show them how you will get them this result. So let's say you're selling lead generation as a service. You're gonna reach out to someone and tell them that you can help them book X amount of calls. And then your call to action is, you're gonna be asking for permission to show them how you will go about getting them 10 calls in the next 30 days. So what you're doing, the main difference is, you're not asking for time on your prospect's calendar. You're not asking for a call. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna ask for permission. Can I send you a quick video showing you how we could get you 10 to 15 calls in the next 30 days? Once they say yes, because that's an extremely low friction ask, you're asking for permission to give them something. You're making it so good that they feel stupid by saying no, because you're literally not selling them anything. You're not giving them anything. You're not asking for time on their calendar. You're not taking away anything from them, basically. Once they say yes, you're gonna send them a video, and your your complete goal is to deliver as much value as you can in a 20 to 30 minute educational styled sales video. What you're doing is, you're leveraging cold emails to drive attention to your VSL, to your video sales letter. And by doing this process correctly, what you're gonna do is, you're going to be showing authority, you're gonna be showing expertise in your offer. You're also, because this is a video, it's not an email where you're just writing certain words, you're able to showcase your personality, and people like to buy from other people. So we live in an age where AI is a really big thing. Last night I was on TikTok and I see a new feature on ChatGPT where you're able to just generate different videos. You're able to come up with AI generated voiceovers. We live in a time where people don't know if you're actually real or you're fake. So over even in the example that I outlisted just right above, I don't know if Mercedes is even a real person. They could be an AI generated person for all I care. But by showing on a video similar to this, you know I'm real. I'm a real person. I'm not AI generated. I'm not a robot. I'm not a bot. I'm a real person. And people like to buy from other people. And what this also does is, it builds a ton of trust with your audience. A ton of trust. So basically, at a high level, what this strategy is and how it works is, your call to action is to ask for a video. Once people watch through the video, your call to action at the end of the video is then to ask for a call. That's basically how it works. But the main difference is, rather than asking for a call with someone who don't know you, who don't trust you, who don't like you, who knows absolutely nothing about who you are and what your business does, you're asking for a call after you already educated the prospect. By the end of the video, they should already know you much better. They should already start to feel like they like you. They should already trust you, and they already understand what you do and how you can help them. So that's basically what the funnel is, right? You're gonna leverage the VSL, and you're gonna get a lot more positive replies simply because you're going above and beyond. So in business, it's not enough to just do the bare minimum. You really have to think about what you can do to push it a step further. And most people, they're just simply unwilling to create a VSL. I talk to a lot of business owners every single day. I talk to a ton of people who are using cold emails. And a lot of people, they just don't want to make a video. They're just very hesitant, and I understand why. Making videos, it's very uncomfortable. The first times you do it, you might sound super unnatural. You might not know what to say. You might come off the wrong way. Whatever the case is, it's just very uncomfortable. And that's exactly why this strategy works so well. Because if you're able to put all your fears, all your uncertainty aside, doing this alone will put you in the top 1% of cold email lists. That's just simply a fact. And what's gonna happen is after that, you're gonna get a ton more booked calls. And once you book a call, you're gonna leverage another VSL. And inside that VSL, it'll be slightly different from the first one. The first one is a much more educational styled VSL where you're educating people. The second VSL is going to be more of a pre-nurturing VSL in the sense where you're going to be showcasing your proof, you're going to educating your prospects more on your offer, and this is where you're going to leverage your case studies if you have any. And what this will do is it will continue warming up your prospect, it will show even more credibility and build even more trust. And what this will do is you will be able to also establish the agenda for the call. So this type of VSL, the second one, is more so, thanks for booking our call. On our conversation, it will be a 30 to 45 minute conversation depending on what we're talking about. And during that call, we will talk about boom, 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 boom. We'll be understanding your business. We'll be seeing what you're currently doing with your sales process. And if that makes sense, we'll be talking about what we can do to help you add 10 to 15 calls onto your calendar within the next 30 days. That's what the second VSL will do, and this will also increase your show up rates. So if you're booking 10 calls and 50% of people just no show, what you want to do is leverage a post-booking VSL, and that will instantly skyrocket your show up rates. That's what happened inside of my business. And then obviously that will be the sales call. And then the people who jump on the sales call will just be higher trust, meaning when you're talking to these people, when you're selling to these people, you wouldn't feel like you're fighting with them. You will feel a much lower sales resistance because they come onto the sales call already knowing who you are, knowing what you do, and the only people who do book a call, they'll generally be much more qualified because you will obviously be qualifying people as part of your VSL process. So this process, implementing this overall funnel, the VSL funnel, has worked extremely, extremely well inside of my business. And it's not just my business, it's worked extremely well for all the other people who I'm currently working with, helping them build up their lead generation agency, right? So here are just some screenshots of some of the people that I'm working with, and they're all booking a call. You could pause this video right now and take a look, but I just have tons of these screenshots of people implementing this exact same funnel inside of their own agencies. All of these people are using cold emails to generate sales calls, and it's just working extremely, extremely well. So it's not just me who's doing this. There's a ton of people who are also doing this and getting extremely strong results. So if you want to book more sales calls inside of your business and you're using cold emails, then I strongly recommend you leverage the VSL funnel as well. So that's enough about kind of proof, and hopefully by now you just understand that this process just works extremely well. But what happens if you do this process incorrectly? So if you film a video sales letter and it's just poorly done, it doesn't follow the right structure, you're just saying a lot of random stuff, a lot of random words, and it's just not that efficient, what will happen is people might watch the video and they're gonna reply to you with something like this, right? So this person, they're sending a VSL, and the prospect, they watched a few minutes of the video sales letter and they replied back saying this video was extremely generic and it did not reach the point for quite a while, and he just clicked off of that video. And then they actually responded back asking a bunch of different questions. Do you work with SaaS companies? Have you done that? If so, which ones? How does this process work? And how much do you charge? And these are all things where if you leverage the video sales letter correctly, you're not likely to get people replying back asking all of these questions because your video sales letter already answers all of these questions. So the reason why this person got this reply back from the video sales letter is because there's some work that needs to be done. Maybe their VSL wasn't done the best. Maybe it wasn't done completely the right way. And that's what we'll be explaining in the next few minutes as to what you want to do, what you want to say, and how you want to structure your VSL. So how do we actually structure a video sales letter that will get your prospects to just build a lot of trust, know who you are, like what you do, and show up on those sales calls in a way where, in a sense, they are already ready to start working with you and they just want to understand logistically how that works, what your pricing is, and how that integrates into the business. So this is the exact VSL structure that I implement into all of the lead generation agency owners that I'm currently working with. This is the exact same structure that I use inside of my own business as well to get thousands of sales calls for my business. And this is how it works. So you obviously start with a headline. And what you want to do is you want to be very specific in the sense of calling out who you work with. So inside my own agency, I work with recruitment agencies. I specifically say how recruitment agencies can sign 3 to 5 clients in the next 90 days by building an automated cold email system. So I'm very specific. I'm not just saying how we could help agencies and B2B businesses, because that doesn't mean anything. By calling out specifically who you work with, in a way, this disqualifies people. Because if, let's say, a marketing agency owner or a SaaS company owner stumbles across this VSL, they just happen to be in my leads list for whatever reasons, they will watch this video and know right away that that's not my target demographic. I might not be able to help them, but this only works for recruitment agencies. So you want to be very specific in who you call out and who you work with. That's the headline. Underneath is obviously the topic. So the reason I have this in here and inside your VSL, you might not necessarily have this in here, but the topic of the video is how to add cold emails into your business that will allow you to generate sales calls in demand, helping you sign more meetings. So for example, if a recruitment agency owner was going on YouTube and just typing in how to do cold emails for my business, for a recruitment business, they will come across this video. And that's exactly what you want to talk about. So the reason why I have the topic, even though you don't necessarily want to include this inside VSL, is because the headline could be a little bit confusing for some people. What you want to be doing is teaching people how to add cold emails into the business. That's the topic of your video sales letter. After that, the very first thing you want to do is a little bit more qualification. You want to talk about who this video is for and who this video is not for. So this video is for you if you run a recruitment agency, if you run a recruitment business. This video is for you if you want to add an automated system that will allow you to generate 5 to 20 qualified sales calls for your business in the next 30 days. This video is for you if you have the capacity to sign 3 to 5 new clients in the next 90 days. This video is for you if the vast majority of your current sales opportunities, if how you currently go and getting clients is through referrals, word of mouth, and basically just inconsistent channels. But this video is not for everyone. We can't help everyone. This video is not for you if you don't run a recruitment business. So if you run a marketing agency, you run a SaaS, this video is not for you. This video is not for you if you do not have the capacity to sign new clients in the next 90 days. So for example, if your team is full, you just don't have the time to sign and work with new clients, this video is not for you. This video is not for you if you do not believe that cold emails work. So if you think cold emails is spamming people, if you think cold emails is illegal, click off of this video because this video will not add any value into your business. So I literally say that inside of my VSL. I'm specifically calling out people as to who I can work with and who I cannot. So anyone who makes it past this point of the video, they should already believe cold emails work or whatever unique mechanism that you're selling. If you're selling web design and you add this into your VSL, they should believe that designing a new website is going to help them with their business. After that, you want to do a quick 10 to 15 second intro as to who you are, what your business is. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to talk for 5 minutes about who you are, your history, where you went to school, how old you are, where you're located. You just want to do a simple introduction. So in case we haven't met yet, my name is Jimmy Fung. I'm the founder of SalesRate.io, a lead generation business for recruitment agencies. And in this video, I'll be running you through the exact steps, step by step, that you need to take if you want to add an automated cold email system into your business that will generate you 5 to 20 additional sales calls every single month for your recruitment business. So a very quick 10 to 15 second introduction, and this is the meat of the VSL. After that is the step-by-step process. And what you want to do in order to make this as efficient as you can is think about the service that you're offering. So for example, if you're selling cold emails as a service, you're selling lead generation as a service, think about it from the customer point of view. What is their customer journey? So obviously, let's say they pay the invoice, they get started working with you. What is the first step? What would you help them do? So for example, as a lead generation agency, after the client onboarding process, the very first step might be to build the leads list. How do we build the leads list? Well, obviously we have to understand the ICP. We have to understand who you sell to, who your clients sell to, what the specific service it is that they provide to, and what that looks like. Company size, what type of industries, any specific geographical locations. And that might be my step one. So step one might be building you a hyper-targeted leads list with your ICP. And what you want to do is inside the step-by-step process, it's very important that you actually teach people and focus on giving away, I guess you could call it the sauce. You don't want to be gatekeeping information, because people are very smart and they know if you're gatekeeping information. So if you're talking about these topics, these steps at a very high level overview, where if someone watched this video, they see you talk about, I'm gonna build a leads list, it's very important you do this, boom, 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 and you don't actually get into the details, into the granular ideas as to how they can actually do that in an actionable way, they're going to know that you're just gatekeeping information, and they're just going to click off of the video because it's not actually providing any real value. So you want to make sure you're giving away actual value rather than talking about high-level ideas, high-level concepts on what you do and how it works. You could also add illustrations, because obviously this entire structure, let's say you do it on a Google Docs, you could do it on a Google Slides, a PowerPoint presentation, you don't want it to just be words. You want to keep your viewer engaged, and the easiest way you do that is by adding illustrations, adding flowcharts. If you're talking about building leads lists, maybe you could click into Apollo and show them exactly how you would do that. Maybe you could click into LinkedIn. If you're writing cold emails as part of your steps, maybe you could show them an example of a cold email script that you recently did for another recruitment business and show them that it actually works. And all of these things will all tie in together to make your video even more valuable. And the overall idea is, if the recruitment agency business owner is watching this video, assume they don't know what you're talking about. Assume they've never done cold emails before and they're just a rookie, they're just starting out. Are they actually able to take what you're talking about in the video sales letter and actually implement it into your business? So you want to be very specific in your step-by-step process. Don't gatekeep any information. You want to do that for as many steps as reasonably makes sense for your business. So obviously, if you're selling lead generation as a service, there's not going to be 20 different steps. There might be 5 or 6 different steps, and you want to explain in detail the key 5 or 6 different steps that your customer, that your client needs to take if they want to add cold emails into their business step by step. And the way you want to explain the step by step is, the very first thing is obviously you have to explain what the step is. You want to show them how and what they need to do in order to complete that step. After you show them that, you want to explain to them why that step is important. So for example, let's say one of your steps is setting up the cold email infrastructure. So for example, buying the domains, buying the email accounts, setting up the DMARC, the DKIM, and warming them up. You want to explain to them that it's very important that you set up the DMARC, the DKIM, and you warm up your email accounts, because that will allow you to send cold emails, thousands of cold emails a day, while landing in the inbox. But if you skip this step, you don't do the warming process correctly, you don't set up all the DMARC, DKIM records, what will happen is you'll be sending all of these emails and it's just gonna go into the spam folder. It's gonna go into the junk mail, and people won't actually be able to see your message and understand what you're doing. So you're explaining why this step is important and what happens if you don't do this step or implement it correctly, or you just skip it as a whole. And that's exactly what you want to do to sell your services. You need to explain it like that. What that step is, why it's important, and what happens if you don't do this step or you do it incorrectly. So the reason why you want to be very specific in terms of explaining what your services are and the step-by-step process to actually do it is because your overall goal is, as your viewer watches the video, what you want them to do is you want them to think to themselves, crap, I need to do this, but this is going to take me a long time. It's going to take me hours to do this, and I don't really know how to do this. That's the idea that you want to get your viewer to think about. And you're gonna call that out specifically. So at the end of your video, after you go into the step-by-step process, you're gonna say something like, so that's about it. If you watch this entire video and implement everything that I shared with you today, you should have everything that you need to know in order to add an automated cold email system inside of your recruitment business that will book you 5 to 20 qualified sales calls every single month. However, building out this process might take you 20, 30, maybe even 40 hours upfront, simply because you don't know what you're doing. And once you have this built out, it might take you months before you get results, because obviously you're testing different cold email scripts, you're testing out different funnels, you don't know what you're doing. And you might go 3 months, 6 months, even 12 months of just not getting any results. But if you want to go and do this yourself, that's completely viable. I explained to you everything you need to do step by step in order to do this in your business. Or as an option 2, you could work with us. We can help you build out this exact same process. We'll do it for you, done for you. You don't have to lift a finger. What that means is you will have this entire cold email automated system completely built out for you without you lifting a finger. We will write out all the scripts. We will scrape all your leads for you. We will do everything for you. So by day one, once we launch the cold email system, it's just going to work. You're just going to get a lot of replies. You're going to be booking 5 to 20 qualified sales calls every single month. That will allow you to close 3 to 5 clients in the next 90 days. We will do this entire thing for you. So that's how you want to present your offer. You're explaining to them how it works so they understand. You're teaching them and they're thinking to themselves, I don't want to do this myself. I want to hire someone to do this for me. And that's how you want to present your offer. And that's exactly why this VSL funnel works so well. At the end of the video would obviously be your call to action. You're gonna say something like, so if you want to add this system inside of your business, then I included a link to my calendar in the link below, or if you're receiving this video from a cold email that I sent you, you can reply back to me with any questions or to set up a call. And that will be your call to action. So do you see how adding this VSL funnel inside of your cold emails will get you better results? It's going to get you much better results. And the reason why is because rather than asking for time out of their calendar just right off the get-go, you are giving them value first. You're showing them how it's done. You're giving genuinely real value to them. In return, you're gonna ask for a call. So it's very, very different. And the type of people that end up booking a call with you, they already trust you, they know how it's done, and they're more inclined to actually just have that actual conversation and to see what you do, how you can help them, and how it implements into their business. So I put together some notes as well, because at this point I've done hundreds of VSLs. The people I work with have done tons of VSLs, and I kind of have a good idea as to what works and what doesn't. So the number one thing is obviously with these things with a VSL, it's not one of those things where you just do it once and you call it a day and just leave it like that for the next half a year, for the next year. You always want to be revisiting that VSL. Now, obviously, if you're starting your business, you don't want to spend 3 days creating the perfect VSL because that simply doesn't exist. What you want to do is just create a VSL, even if it's not the best. My first VSL wasn't that great. And as time goes on, you want to revisit that VSL. Once you're leveraging that VSL, your first VSL, let's say you're getting a lot of people saying, oh yeah, this video doesn't really explain to me how it works step by step. Those are feedback that you want to use inside your next VSL to make it even better. And once you create your VSL, what you need to do is watch that VSL. I know a lot of people, they just hate watching themselves talk. They don't like the sound of their voice, but you're just gonna have to get used to it. You want to re-watch your own VSL and look at it from a very critical lens. Put on some glasses and be as critical as you can onto your own VSL. Ask some critical questions. How do you look inside that VSL? What is your background? Does your background look professional? Does it not look professional? How do you sound? The way you talk, does it sound confident or do you sound very unconfident? Is your content actually valuable? So the stuff you talk about, is it stuff that will actually give new insights and help these business owners actually implement this in the business? Or do you seem like you're gatekeeping and talking about things at a very high level? The way you talk, do you sound like an expert or do you sound very unconfident in your system? Remember, this process, there's a saying, it's called perception is reality. You could be the best expert, you could be the expert, booked 1 million sales calls. But if you don't sound like you booked 1 million sales calls, then people just won't believe that. Perception is reality. You need to ask yourself, if you were to receive this exact VSL from a random person, what would you actually think? Would you legitimately be interested? Would you not be interested? What would be your first impressions? Because first impressions are very, very important. Does it seem like you're filming it outside of your parents' house, right? Because no one wants to be paying thousands of dollars for someone that they don't just trust, that they don't think is the expert. You need to approach your own video sales letter from this critical lens. And that's how you will improve it. That's the only way that you will improve your VSL. And maybe you created your VSL and you ask these questions and you come to the conclusion that there's just a lot of different things that could be improved. Use that feedback that you did for yourself and make an even better VSL next week, next month, 2 months from now, and make it even better. That's what you want to do. And if you're able to implement this VSL process correctly, it's going to get you a ton of sales calls. So in case you're watching this video and you're still very hesitant, you're telling yourself, oh, I don't want to show up on screen. I don't want to create this VSL. I'm going to show you my calendar. That what you're seeing right now is my own Google Calendar of the first VSL that I ever created. So this is my first VSL. I sounded like I was reading off of a script. There was zero editing, very low production quality. And I was still able to rip a ton of meetings. This was in January to February 2023. My first VSL, I created it in December 2022, so like a month prior, and I was still using that same VSL. And what you're seeing is my own calendar. So all of these aqua things on my calendar are sales conversations. So obviously this guy declined the call, but these are legitimate business owners that I sold to, that I spoke with, and I was getting just so many sales calls. This was the last week of January. This was in February. I was just getting a ton of these sales calls, right? I don't even know how many sales calls I was generating from the VSL funnel. Now, obviously what I was saying in the cold emails was good. My emails were landing in the inbox, and I was leveraging the VSL funnel, and it was just ripping me so many sales calls. I was probably booking 20 to 30 sales calls a day, right? This day on February the 23rd, 2023, I literally got 7 sales calls on my calendar, right? Oops. I was literally getting 7 sales calls on my calendar, and these are real people, right? These are people, but business owners that have accepted the meeting and even showed up on the sales calls. So this process works really, really well, and I know what I'm talking about when I'm explaining to you this VSL funnel. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you in this video today. If you add this VSL funnel inside of your cold email process, you will instantly, easily get 5 to 10 times much more replies, and you will book a ton more sales calls. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked this video and you found it truly valuable, then like this video and please subscribe. So what I do is I work with lead generation agency owners or people looking to start their own lead generation agency, and I help them start, build, and scale their own business from $0 to $10,000 per month in the next 90 days. Because I put a lot of videos on my YouTube, I share as much as I can for free, but for some certain people, they might not want to do it themselves. They might not want to spend 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, maybe over a year plus trying it on their own and just not making any money. So if you want to work with me one-on-one to start and get your own lead generation agency to $10,000 per month in the next 90 days, then I've included a link to my Calendly in the link below. Set up a call and we'll chat. We'll see what you need help with, how I can help you, if I can help you, and what your personalized roadmap is to get to $10,000 per month ASAP in the next 90 days. Thanks for watching. See ya.